Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a city hotel. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make it to the very end of the video to see where we place our hotel in the city. This is the amount of space required to make the hotel. And here are all of the materials that we will need to build it. Begin by placing a stripped mangrove wood on the ground. Dig 2 rows to the right and replace those blocks with brown mushroom block. Then place 2 more stripped mangrove wood right of the mushroom. Dig 2 more rows and place mangrove in there. On the opposite side of this, place 2 more mangrove, 1, 2, extending right. We then want to extend each one of the mangrove woods, except the ones in the ground, upwards by 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Then we want to connect them together at the top, like this. Next, we want to place polished black stone stairs at the top of this empty space with glass inside and behind the rest of the frame. And then over here on the left, we are going to place a double spruce door, and then this will be covered up, so we will just simply place some stripped mangrove, just like so. Next, we are going to dig 2 rows in front of our hotel and 1 row to the right, and we will fill these rows in using smooth stone. Then we are able to place a white wall above and left of the door, and right of it a black wall, then a white, black, white. Extend each one of these forwards. Connect the corners down to the ground using spruce fence, like this. Then we will simply place string in front of the upper fences and connect them together left and right. Then place corresponding carpet in front of the walls. You may even want to add a lantern left and right of the entrance as well. On the right side of the build, we want to begin by extending this mangrove backwards by 8 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then want to extend up by 1, 2, 3, and then connect all the way over to the left. Then, with the empty space that we have created, place 2 rows of glass extending in from the right side with mangrove left of the glass, 2 rows of glass left of the mangrove, and then fill the rest of this area in using mangrove, like this. Next, we are going to remove the rest of the grid here and replace it with smooth stone. Then add a couple of green shulker boxes to the right of the hotel with oak trapdoors on top. You can even leave one flipped up if you like. And then depending if you want to add some additional detail, you can add a kelp block and a flower pot. And going even further beyond, a couple of black candles on top of the kelp block will make it look even better. So this is of course a bunch of trash/rubbish. On the back of the build, we will begin by extending the mangrove all the way across and lining up with the front of the build. We will then simply add rows of mangrove on top of this until we equal the height of the rest of the walls. And finally, over here on this left side, we simply want to connect the front and the back of the hotel together. Next, we are going to dig out the entire inside floor of our hotel and replace the grass using brown mushroom. If you don't like using mushroom because sometimes you get effects like this, you can also use light grey terracotta as well. It's a similar colour, but it's just not quite the same as the mushroom. With the floor made, we are also going to add some framing around the window here using mangrove. The point of this is to cover up all of the empty space around the glass. And then we can fill the next floor in using brown mushroom. Next, we are going to head inside our hotel and make the lobby/reception area. Begin by placing 5 mangrove extending from this mangrove block here in between these windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, in this back right corner, 2 bookshelves extending left, with then 2 stripped mangroves extending left of those. On top of the first mangrove, we want to stack an additional mangrove. And then in front of these blocks, we are going to stack spruce stairs extending all the way up into the next floor like this. And we want to do 2 things. Number 1, we want to make sure that we can actually navigate up and down here, but we also want to make it so that the mushroom is all the same colour. So we will just have to replace those blocks and it will look fantastic. Coming back down, place a couple of tripwire hooks on the right side here above these bookshelves, and then oak signs left of these labelling the different floors. If you plan on making additional floors, more than 2, then we will need to get a bit more creative and spread these about a bit, but for now, we also want to place item frames behind the tripwire hooks as well. On the counter space here, place a lantern, left of it an item frame with a book in it, then an oak pressure plate to the left, a couple of flower pots to the left, and torch flowers look so cool I can't help but use them, and they kind of go with the room. In front of this counter space, we will place a checkered pattern of black and white carpet like this. In the corner, a couple of polished black stone stairs, leave a gap, place a couple of smooth quartz slabs like so. We are then going to place a decorated pot in this corner with a flower pot in it and then a fern popping out of the top. And then on this wall here, we are going to place a bunch of 1x1 paintings. So we want to place them like this. I'm not too concerned at which ones we get as long as they are all different. And we are also just going to replace any damage that we may have caused. I'm also highly considering having a back entrance to this place. I actually didn't design it this way, but I think that it kind of makes sense to have one here, and then maybe we could have some additional rubbish. So if you guys do have enough space in your world, then I think that maybe we will either move the rubbish around or we will have additional rubbish, or we'll have something here. However, that is the entire lobby complete, which leads us on to a very important part of this video. In the next part of this tutorial, I will show you how to make an entire individual floor, inside and out. You can have as many of these if you like. This is a repeatable part of the tutorial. So, I want you to take a note at what time it is now in the video. I'll even leave a handy timestamp for you down below in the description, as you may need to refer back to this in the future. Once again, you can repeat this as many times as you like, and I mean, you could just have like a 100-story hotel if you wanted. It'd look crazy, but you know what? It'd look pretty cool too. Begin by placing 4 mangrove, 1, 2, 3, 4, extending up from the front left-hand corner of the hotel. Extend all the way to the right, and down to the opposite corner. Then, on the right side, add an additional row of mangrove extending in, leave a gap of 2, add an additional row of mangrove, leave a gap of 2, and then add an additional row of mangrove, like this. Then, add polished blackstone stairs to the tops of these 2 empty spaces like so, and then fill the space behind these empty spaces in using black glass, like so. Add a row of polished black stone slab directly underneath the window line extending from the left to right side of the building. Add another row of polished black stone in front of this. iron bars all the way around the edge of the second layer of blackstone. Then we want to create a gap here on the right. So we will then be able to place a row of ladders next to this window extending up onto this balcony / fire escape. And in the real world, we will be able to open these windows and escape if necessary, but you can just leave these open if you like, but I'm just going to leave mine closed. Then if we were to make another floor, the ladders for the next fire escape would be over here on the left, and then another floor they would be on the right, so on and so forth. On the right side of the hotel, begin by placing 2 mangrove extending backwards. Then 2 black glass, mangrove, 2 black glass, mangrove. Repeat that row. And then add 2 rows of mangrove on top of everything that we have just made. On the back of the build, we simply want to extend mangrove upwards until we equal the height of the rest of the walls. This should be 4 rows in total. We want to do the exact same thing on the left side of the build. Next, we are going to work on the structure of the floor. Begin by placing stripped mangrove around the 2 front windows like this, extending up to the top of the build. This will smooth off the wall. We then want to cut this floor in half by extending the mangrove in between the left side windows across, and this will effectively half the hotel. This will create the hallway, and this front area will be the room. Next, we are going to divide the room into 2 halves by placing a row of mangrove in between the front pair of windows extending up to the top, in which we will have the room and the bathroom. Last of all, we simply just want to fill the roof in using brown mushroom. Next, we are going to head back inside of our hotel and come all the way up to the new floor that we've just made. First of all, we need to make an entrance into the room, so we'll dig out these 2 rows here and place a spruce door, green carpet in front, extend to the right, lantern above the door, and then right of this door we will just label the room. So, number 1. Over here in this corner, we are going to place a decorated pot, flower pot, and then a fern. Then, in front of this, leaving a gap, we want to stack a bunch of spruce stairs leading all the way up to the next floor like so, and we want to fix any sort of damage that we cause with the mushroom blocks. Perfect. Heading inside of our room, we first of all want to place a chest against this window, crafting table to the right. Above this, we want to have a double painting. That one's not bad. Then, opposite this on this wall, a green bed. In front of this, green carpet. Above this, we will have a shelf, so a spruce trapdoor with a flower pot and a fern. Then, we have to get into the bathroom, so we will delete these 2 blocks here, and you can either leave this open or you can add a door on here. I think that I will go for a door. First of all, place a smooth quartz stair in the corner, facing towards the wall, and then next to it, a sideways stair, wrapping around. Place a tripwire hook against the wall, and there we have a bath. A light blue banner can be hung against the wall here next to the bath to make a towel. If we're kind of sticking with the theme, maybe we should go with green, but you know what, variety is the spice of life. On this opposite wall here, we will place a cauldron with an oak trapdoor above it for a toilet, and next to it an upside down smooth quartz stair with a tripwire hook above it for a sink. And again, if we're kind of following a theme, or maybe we could even use a little bit of light blue carpet, we could just have a bit of carpet in the bathroom as well. As a matter of fact, let's go with light blue so that we have 2 separate themes for the rooms. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how you make an entire floor start to finish. Repeat this as many times as you like. Myself, I only really want 1 more floor. Once you have decided that you no longer want to make any new floors, we will then, at the top of the hotel, add an additional row of mangrove all the way around the top of the building. And then on top of that, a layer of mud bricks. And then on top of that, a layer of brown mushroom. And then, on the front of the build, extend the mushroom blocks an additional row forwards, like this, and place upside down brick stairs underneath the mushroom, leaving a gap of one from the end, and then a gap of one from each other. And then add a layer of mud brick slabs all the way around the top of the mushroom layer. At the top of the hotel, we will be left with a bunch of weird lines from the previous floor, so we can simply just remove all of the mangrove and place mushroom block like this. And then you kind of have a couple of choices. You could then further add a roof and turn this into kind of like an attic / storage area, or you could kind of have like an open roof patio section, but another option is to also simply just remove the stairs and seal up the roof like this. That does mean, however, that we will have to walk out of the building. And then I would just use mud bricks to seal up the top of the roof because it looks a little bit weird otherwise, and I do quite like the texture of the bricks. I think that we could also just destroy this row of mushroom as well. Unfortunately, that would mean that we do have to make some repairs, but it might be well worth it. Next, come all the way up to the top right side of your hotel. Place a row of 10 polished blackstone wall extending down from this mangrove block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then, throw down a loom, open it up, place a blue banner in there with some yellow dye, and now we are going to make the hotel sign. So, pale Dexter pattern, pale Sinister pattern, Fest pattern, there we have H. Next is O. So, pale Dexter, pale Sinister, Chief, base. Next is T. Chief, pale. Next is E. Pale Dexter, Chief, Fess, base. Last but not least is L. Pale Dexter, base. Perfect. We will then place these letters extending all the way down from the top of our blackstone wall. So H, O, T, E, L. And with that complete, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially finished this tutorial, but this video is not over. We must now take our hotel and add it into our city. Unfortunately, there isn't a perfect spot for this right now, but it will look right at home next to the fire station. And that's it. I do hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Please do remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you are looking for more things to build for your city, then look no further than the Mini City Builds playlist. That will be linked down below in the description. Over 50 videos strong as of recording this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching once again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.